On today's Into Your Head podcast number 637 for Saturday, why Schrodinger's cat deserves a real name, things with bubbles in them, alternatives to using deities' names in vain, piddling and alliterating at the same time, a real-time manhole interruption in real life, collecting shades of green for tourists, a Creutzfeldt Jakob lemonade production failure, the problem with the popcorn industry and lots more.
Into Your Head with your humble proprietor, Neal from Ireland.
Two American election presidential candidates walk into a bar. One of the American presidential candidates goes straight up to the bar counter and he says, "Hello, my name's..." well, it doesn't matter what my name is. I'm just your representative. It doesn't matter who I am. I represent you, the people. Power to the people. What's your name, incidentally?" And the other presidential candidate follows him up and says, "Don't mind him. I know your name. If you vote for me, I'll know your name and I'll know my own name as well. As a little bonus, I just won't go around spouting it all over the place, but I'll still know my name. I think that's important in a president." Then a third presidential candidate comes in and says, "Hello, gentlemen. How are you two?" And the two of them says, "Oh, we're fine, thank you. And congratulations, incidentally. Well done. What's your name, by the way?" And the American president says, "You can call me the president, seeing as how you can't remember my name. We have a special title for us types whose name you may wish to use a lot, because I'm involved in a lot of your day-to-day news and activities, but you can never remember my name. Will you just call me president? President, if you like. If you need a full name, just say, Mr. My first name is president and my second name is president. I don't have a third name." Or you want a third name? You'd be predictable as to what it was anyway. So you can call me, I suppose, my title as well as president. So you can call me president. And then the men in white coats come in and drag him away. Anyway, hello and welcome to the show. We've a lot to get on with today. Items that need to be attended to, issues that need to be addressed, topics. Topics. We've got lots and lots of topics. We're positively booming to the seams with topics. We've got topics coming out of this almost empty 2-litre bottle of sugar-free Diet Coke, caffeine-free. Absolutely fucking fantastic. They charge extra to have no caffeine in it. So caffeine must be no longer a premium. I remember a couple of years ago reading how coffee was going to go through the roof because of the cost of paying people to dig the coffee up out of the ground. But no, apparently now it's so damn cheap that if you have a caffeine-free version of a beverage, it costs more because they have to pay I don't know. That's stupid. That doesn't even mean anything. What's that crap? Don't mind me. I'm just trying to get going. Took the inspiration that was in the corner of my eye here. The corners of my eyes don't work very well, so I'm kind of limited when I use that method. But suffice to say, Diet Coke, it's gone very fizzy now because I'm shaking it. I suppose that's okay. I don't mind it. I'm not one of these people who fusses about carbonated beverages losing their carbonation. No. There's more to life than bubbles of air, you know. If you get one of those Aero chocolate bars that they mark as being full of bubbles of air, and you go and shake one of them and shake all the bubbles out of it, it's still chocolate. Don't be fooled. What's that song? Don't be fooled.
The Into Your Head podcast will be right back after this. We're back with the Into Your Head podcast.
Elvis Presley, he's dead now. He drank too much. He drank too many carbonated beverages. Maybe he could have got a bit of benefit out of shaking one of these a bit. Maybe bang against the back of his head like this. I could bang it against the top or the front of my head either, but they're covered in headphones, which I don't want to knock off because they're part of the equipment here. Headphones are part of the equipment here. They're pretty much part of the furniture. When you're in a podcasting studio, the equipment is pretty much part of the furniture, as is the furniture, the rather sparse furniture in here. But sure, what else would you want? What would you want? It's the theatre of the mind here. In the theatre of the mind here, we have a big, huge fucking mind. I know what you're thinking there. You're thinking Christ. That's what you're thinking. You're thinking fucking hell, Christ. Christing fucking hell, Christ. Jesus H. Christ, oh fucking mighty. Fucking Christ, Jesus. And other, whatever other religions equivalent of Jesus Christ are. It's not really a comment on the man himself or the deity. No, it's just an exclamation. It's an exclamation point. An exclamation point is hard to pronounce, so instead you say something like Christ or booger or fart or wank. You can't be just saying, because if I want to pause here, I don't say comma. No, I'll just do something else. So if I want to say exclamation point, I don't say exclamation point. For one thing, it's 4 syllables. Jesus Christ is only 3 syllables, and you get 2 words out of that, so it's a lot more effective. I suppose I could say something like parsnips. You could say, if you say parsnips, that won't offend any religious people. Well, what about vegans? I don't want to offend vegans any more than I want to offend Jesus Christians, people who follow the teachings of Jesus Christ. Maybe Jesus Christ was a vegan for all you know. Can you be a Christian and a vegan and a Jew all in one? I don't know. What's wrong with what is a vegan anyway? I suppose it's a person who worships the humble vegetable. I suppose there's worse things you could worship. There's people out there who worship all sorts of demons. There's a man out there as I speak out in my front garden looking down a manhole cover. Apparently they're getting ready to hand it over to the county council, and you have to do something to the manhole first to have it in order. There was a subcontractor of a subcontractor in here the other day. He said, "Hello, would you mind if I point this thing down your manhole? And I'm looking, there's a missing manhole as well I'm trying to locate. Might be in your garden somewhere. I don't know. Apparently it was buried very well by the landscape artists. I don't know how it works. Suffice to say, now he's rung the doorbell and he's distracted me. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. Distracted me like there's no tomorrow. Hello."
Remember, we value the opinions of you, the humble and ignorant listener. Email studio@intoyourhead.com.
Into Your Head, hosted by Neal, Ireland's version of the Octomom. Except he's a dude and has cats.
I know what you're thinking there. You're thinking, that's very clever. He took a little break there. Allowed the voiceover artists to intervene and keep us occupied for, I'd say about 15 seconds, during which time he supposedly went downstairs and answered the door and had a polite conversation with the doorbell ringer, and then came back up to continue his day. You've got a very unrealistic understanding of real time, if you don't mind me saying so. For one thing, I didn't go answer the door at all. I let someone else answer it, and I went back and listened to my last segment. I got very confused though, because I could hear the doorbell on my headphones then, just as I had in real life during the recording. I heard a recording of my own frigging doorbell. My doorbell is doing reruns now, so I won't be listening back to that segment anymore. If there's any editing needing to be done with the previous segment, I can tell you I'm not doing it, because I'm not going back through that again. Every time I hear the freaking doorbell on the recording, it makes me jump. No, you can't be bad enough that I have to take an unhealthy amount of caffeine just to do this show. I'm not listening repeatedly to because I don't like doorbells. I don't like doorbells of any kind. A doorbell being rung is never a good thing. If it was a good thing, it would be. I don't know. Okay, you have a good. Do you want two buttons? I suppose we could have two buttons: a good doorbell and a bad doorbell. And if it's bad news, they press the bad one, and if it's good news, they press the good one, and then you come down and you say, "Are you a sales caller? Then why did you press the good news thing? It better be a very good deal you've got for me." In actual fact, in my case, I have a sign says no sales calls, absolutely no fucking sales calls whatsoever. If you're coming here to try and sell me something, don't, because I tell you, I'll come out here and I'll kick you 10 shades of green. Of course, some of you foreigners will probably enjoy that. You think, oh, Ireland, that's the place with 50 shades of green. And if you go round to his house and ring the doorbell, you get kicked 10 shades of green. So then you've only another 40 to collect. That's a bargain. And it's probably a very cheap town to stay in as well. You're probably planning your next tourism trip here as a result. Oh no, being kicked 10 shades of green is not a good thing, I can tell you. Well, by me it would probably be okay, because I've never beaten anybody up in my life, and I'm probably physically incapable of doing so. So being beaten up by me would probably be quite an amusing experience. One of you ruffians, you probably think, oh, look, he's trying to beat me up. Isn't that hilarious? Ow, oh, that's fucking hilarious. Should I humour him, or should I just make a video of this and send it to your man on the telly? Well, I send it to your man. Who's your man? Your man on the television who goes round in a suit with the police, and he gets potential paedophiles to be trapped in a house, and he films them arriving at the house to visit a 15-year-old, and then he pops out from behind the kitchen counter and he says, hello, so why are you here? And the fella makes a run for it, and he says, you might want to know there's cops sitting there out there, so you can sit in here and we'd be filmed 10 shades of green by me, or you can go out there and be arrested, or you can do both. I don't mind me. I'm just a serious news and current affairs reporter. I'm not getting any entertainment value out of this at all. No, this is all serious. I'm here to help the police, because the police couldn't do this without having television programs made about it. Anyway, oh yes, 10 shades of green. That's how many shades I'll kick you if you knock on my door doing a sales call.
Into your head.
Monkey nuts, that's what they call them. They call them big, steaming, dolloping, piddling piles of monkey nuts. Piddling pile, I know that's a contradiction in terms. Piddling means small and insignificant. You say it as an insult. You say, look at that piddling little pile there. But no, it was alliteration. Admittedly, it was a bad choice of words, but it did have the strength of alliteration. So it's like it was like the Schrodinger's cat of the vocabulary world. It was alive and dead at the same time. Look it up if you're interested. Schrodinger's cat. It was a famous experiment. I have a cat named after Schrodinger, named after his cat, but it turns out his cat wasn't. This is a cause of confusion for many people. Schrodinger's cat was not called Schrodinger. Well, maybe he was, but from documentation, you find there's no documentation stating that Schrodinger's cat was named Schrodinger. In fact, there's a question for you. What was Schrodinger's cat's name? Will we look into that? You might as well find this out once and for all. Schrodinger's cat. What was Schrodinger's cat's name? What was Schrodinger's cat's name? Search. Schrodinger's cat's name. Top answer. It's only a hypothetical cat, so it's simply called cat. It does not need a name. Well, that's a bit fucking... that's a bit much. It's a hypothetical cat, so I have a Matchstick Cats webcomic that's been on the go for several years, and I wouldn't dream of creating an extra hypothetical cat in that webcomic, albeit fictional, without giving it a name. But no, Schrodinger's cat, one of the most famous cats of the scientific world, is being documented over and over in experiment upon experiment, managed to be alive and well and dead at the same time, and some arsehole on the internet who gets voted to the top in Yahoo Answers says, oh, it's only a hypothetical cat, it doesn't need a name, doesn't need a name at all. For fuck's sake, every fucking cat that ever springs to mind should have a name. Words are important, you know. Words matter. If you're just going to call it cat, that just adds to the confusion. You can say there's that cat and there's that other cat, and one's dead and one is alive, and some science student who'll be watching this in the laboratory said, yes, I get it so far, but which cat is which? And you'll say, well, the cat is the one that's alive and the cat is the one that's dead. They don't really have names, I'm afraid. I suppose we could call them subject A and subject B, and your student will say, yes, but which one is subject A and which one is subject B? And you'll say, I don't know. I suppose the first one is subject B and the second one is subject A. And they'll say, you get the general idea. They'll say, which one is number first one and which one is the second one? And they'll say, well, I suppose the first one that came to Schrodinger's attention originally, the one that he had, and that he did whatever he did to us to make it both alive and dead. I'm not sure what was, I suppose, the whole point of the whole thing. The Schrodinger's cat theory was that the cat existed in both dead and alive at the same time, so it was the same cat, and neither of them came first. It wasn't a chicken or egg situation. They were simultaneous. You can't say the first cat and the second cat. No. So I suppose in a way, I've got a point. I have to admit I have a point here, which I suppose... I never doubted that I had a point here. I'm just arguing with basically I'm arguing with theoretical objectors here. I'm listening to the... excuse me, I've got a bit of something in my teeth. I've removed it now. No, I was arguing against a hypothetical person who's arguing against me. Just as that fella on the internet complained that the hypothetical per cat doesn't need a name. Well, the hypothetical person who I've inserted here as devil's advocate, well, as the devil, I suppose, and I'm playing advocate to him. Even the devil has a name. If you play devil's advocate by putting in a hypothetical character, then that's the devil. The devil has several names. Satan, Beelzebub. A devil gets to be called Satan, Beelzebub. All these fantastic names, and half the world doesn't even believe in him. But God forbid someone should want to put a name on a hypothetical cat, and all hell breaks loose. Fucking hell.
There's still more to come on Into Your Head.
It's Christmas already. Isn't it absolutely fantastic? It's only 2 months away from Christmas. It's that time of the year again when Into Your Head supporters the world over visit intoyourhead.com and click through my Amazon links every time they're going to do some Christmas shopping on Amazon. Just go to intoyourhead.com, click on my amazon.com or amazon.co.uk or Amazon Canada links, and go ahead to Amazon, and every purchase you make that way, same price, same old crap, but I get a generous commission and it doesn't cost you anything extra. That's how this show has kept going, as it has been for over 635 episodes. So help the show do all your shopping through my Amazon and other shopping links. Just visit the website at intoyourhead.com. Hello. Creutzfeldt Jakob's disease. That's what they call it. That's what they call it. I can tell you this segment isn't going to go any further because I thought to get going I do a random search for a word to start going, except I de-randomized it a tiny bit. I did a search for cool diseases, and apparently the internet considers Creutzfeldt Jakob's disease to be a cool illness. It's a very uncool illness, I can tell you. It's basically mad cow disease for humans, and I've known of people who've died of it, so it's no laughing matter, I can tell you. And whoever put that on the internet, you're a cunt. You're an absolute cunt. Can you not tag it or something? Tag your page so it says, this is not suitable for random searches for comedic material. No. Although now that you mention it, it's got a funny spelling, Creutzfeldt. Maybe it's foreign now that I think about it. Creutzfeldt Jakob's disease. That's what they call it. At least I came upon something that I'm able to pronounce, because as it happens I used to work in animal health administration. But no more about that. Let's try using the random article thing on Wikipedia and see what else we can come across. Not that. Try another one. Not that. Christ, there's not a lot of rivers on the internet today. Yuki Sasaki. Let's have a look at this. Born September 12, 1976, is a Japanese mixed martial artist fighting out of Japan. Fighting his way out of Japan, just like you would presumably if you hire one of them, one of those parties where you hire some woman to burst out of a parcel at the poor terrified man who's the subject of the party. He's fighting out of Japan. He's bursting at the... that's bollocks too. Pile of bollocks. No. Let's go down the old reliable route and start this again. Two cats walk into a bar. One of the cats straight away goes up to the bar counter and he says, "Hello, I'm a cat." And the man behind the bar says, "I don't give a shite what you are. Couldn't care less. As the man Michael Jackson used to say, doesn't matter if you're black or white, doesn't matter if you're a cat or a shite, doesn't matter. Telling you now, baby, it doesn't matter if you're black or white. It doesn't matter whether you're black or white." And the cat says, "Well, that's great news. I'm delighted to hear that. Have a pint of Guinness, please." And the man behind the bar says, "Certainly, sir. Do you want that new fancy limited edition Guinness Black that they're calling it? Or do you want the regular one, which as I understand it is black already? Where apparently there's a difference. Don't ask me. It's just a marketing thing they're using. Blacker than black now is the latest marketing craze. I saw it with Lucozade the other day. They have a Lucozade black thing. I sent a bottle of it to a listener last week, and I sent a bottle of it to myself yesterday from the local convenience store and tried it and thought, well, I can tell you, to sure as Christ as hell, it's no Red Bull Cola. But since Red Bull Cola doesn't exist anymore, it'll have to do. Except it won't do. It will not do. None of this will do. Cola can go and take a shite for itself until they come back with a proper decent one, and I'll stick to my energy drinks." And the barman says, I'm afraid I lost you there. Just after I explained to you about there being a limited edition Guinness Black. In fact, I don't remember the dialogue transferring from me to you, quite frankly. Would you like a Guinness anyway? And the cat says, "Yes, please. Pint the Guinness, please. The normal stuff. You know, that normal stuff. Not Guinness export that all these foreigners drink because it's exported to them. Normal, proper, good old-fashioned Guinness in a glass, please. With a straw, because I'm a cat." And the barman says, "Certainly, sir. I'll just go and start preparing it for you now. I'll put the glass under this top here. The top that looks suspiciously like a podcasting microphone. on a microphone arm stand. That's handy because I can do the little action here. I can make it look like I'm holding a pint glass under a microphone for some reason, but in actual fact in this world it's a Guinness tap. So I'm pulling your Guinness for you now, sir. In fact, as I look at it, it kind of looks like I'm milking a cow. It doesn't really matter though, it's audio. No, it's 3/4 full now, sir. So what we do now, as you know, is wait for about 15 minutes, then I come back to it and finish it, because that's how it's done. That's how they tell us to do it. If you don't do it that way, you get sacked from the beer udder pulling union, which I suppose doesn't exist, but still, nonetheless, no. Have a reputation to keep up, just as a butcher is proud of his sausages, and, a Schrodinger's cat theory creator, namely Schrodinger, is proud of his thought experiments. I'm proud of my beer pulling thing. So there's a text from my wife.
Hi, this is Chad from the OnSug Network, and when I travel virtually in the computer, I go into your head. Now boarding. Into your head.
I've just put the ketchup on the last burrito.
I'd like to leave you today with a reading of an old journalistic work of mine from several years ago. My views expressed in this article may have changed over time, but the quality of the journalistic research and thought gone into it hasn't. So I present to you Why I Hate Hans Christian Andersen's Great-Grandchildren. Several years ago, I was walking along my local canal, treading very carefully in case the ice was weak, when I noticed that one of the popcorn vendors who dot the route had switched over to selling biscuits. I was, of course, intrigued. Who wouldn't be? So I rushed home and did a little investigation on the electro-internetwork, which had just been invented 10 years prior, and I found out that popcorn is slowly declining in popularity all over the world due to the increasing concern over the large quantities of salt that paranoid people suspect are being injected into everything by the food industry. These are the same goddamn people who buy a whole bottle of natural water to drink with their lunch. Don't they realise that water comes from the sea, which is absolutely jam-packed with salt? I myself never drink water. I've heard what they put into that stuff. Apparently there's 2 atoms of hydrogen and 1 of oxygen in every single drop, sometimes more. Of course, there are some elements of the salt industry who should not be trusted. This is the case in every business, and we must not allow ourselves to be put off. For example, some salt manufacturers add sugar and flour to the salt to bulk it up. Similarly, some sugar manufacturers add salt and flour to their product, and some flour makers lace their flour with sugar, and you get the idea. Anyway, later that day I returned to the frozen canal to finish my walk, which I had abandoned in my excitement over the whole thing. I noticed that the ice in the area around the biscuit, formerly popcorn, stand was much firmer than the rest of the ice, presumably because of the absence of salt, which prevents ice from forming. So we can draw from this that several people are dying every year by slipping on ice that was caused by an absence of popcorn vendors spilling salt all over the place. For the sake of our elderly citizens, I urge you all to go out now and support your local popcorn. That is a load of crap. I wrote this several years ago, as I say. Let's skip the next paragraph. Anyway, it says, it's probably a lie. The popcorn industry has not yet grown used to the idea of women making popcorn, which is a shame really, because they waste valuable time making biscuits, which, as I explained earlier, is leading to premature death around blah 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 blah. Christ, this is a load of crap. Where did it go next? It says, according to the me of the past anyway, you don't have to actually buy any popcorn, by the way, but I do encourage you to walk up to your local popcorn retailer and slap him on the back in a friendly, supportive way. Make sure you don't accidentally hurt him, because then he'll be in hospital for a few days, and that can't be good now, can it? Unless, of course, he commits a serious crime while in hospital, gets a job as a popcorn maker in the prison job scheme, under which participants are not allowed how to earn more than €1 per hour and produce as low-cost popcorn for the next 8 to 16 years without parole. By the way, I have no idea what 8 to 16 years without parole means, but I've heard it on American television programs every second hour, so I'm sure it's fine. I've also learnt the phrase, "You're going down, Buster. Here's Bob with the 12-day AccuWeather forecast. I'll stick this goddamn gun up your goddamn ass." And what letter did you learn today, Elbow, on American television, which I think is wonderful. On Irish television, I've learnt the phrase, "It's 6 o'clock. We pause now for the Angelas," which probably doesn't mean much to you foreigners. It doesn't have anything to do with popcorn though, so let's leave it at that and not allow ourselves to stray off topic. This article again is from the old days when I didn't used to like to stray off topic. It goes on, "I hate when people stray off topic. Yesterday I was sitting on a bus going to my mother's house because she makes nice jelly on Sundays when I noticed that the pedestrian overpass near my hometown is still crooked despite repeated letters having been published about it in the local newspaper. Apparently the architect designed it that way. It's supposed to appear to dip in the centre and there's nothing to worry about. It's not going to snap if too many people walk on it, but I'm at least 16 stone at time of writing and I'm sure as hell not going to take any chances, thank you, especially since it doesn't get salted during icy weather, allegedly. I'd have to carry my own popcorn and make sure to accidentally on purpose spill it in a steady stream in front of me, and there's a litter warden in the area who I understand likes popcorn too, so I'd have to make sure that he doesn't eat it up before I walk across. This is all the crap before I walk across the part of the bridge where I've spilt the popcorn for my own protection. Christ, this is what I used to do before podcasting was invented. There's one more paragraph here, so we might as well read it. There's also a chance that I might get sued for plagiarism by the great-grandchildren of Hans Christian Andersen, writer of Hansel and Gretel and other fairy tales, unless I succeed in making it absolutely clear that I'm not talking about using the popcorn to find my way back home through the forest. Otherwise I'd have to take a few days off to go to Holland or somewhere for their court case. Life is so bloody complicated, it really is. That's the me of the past there. May he rest in peace. A fucking arsehole. Anyway, good morning.
Sit, Muddy, sit. Good cat.
IntoYourHeadPodcast.com